It's the cold hard truth. Everyone really want to know what's going on with her show. Just get on the air and you will know it's Sandra. The queen of the mile road is here, helping people from everywhere. Get on the phone and you will hear Sandra. Now she will tell you how it goes, but don't you ever step on her toes, 'cause you will hear the cold hard truth from Sandra. They say she's the hero in town, helping people from all around. You get a call, your money is found, it's Sandra. Some will call her late at night just to say that there is a fight, and she will not just leave it alone. She'll get up and call on the phone, and when politics starts on her show, everyone really want to know the way that things will really go with Sandra. Some will start to criticize, get on the show and tell pure lies, but someday we'll realize it's Sandra. And when they start to argue again, she'll pull the heads to the wind, and soon you will be a friend with Sandra. 'Cause every day everyone wanna hear from Sandra. Every day everyone wanna hear from Sandra. 'Cause every day everyone got to hear from Sandra. 'Cause every day everyone got to hear from Sandra.
Good morning, K-Man. Happy Monday. How's everybody doing this beautiful, gorgeous, wonderful weather? Happy Monday morning. Yes, this weather is nice. Last night I was out in it thinking, oh, I could almost feel like I could put on a little sweater. Not quite, but a little bit. I was feeling the nippiness outside and thinking to myself, oh my gosh, I love this weather. It's so nice. Breezy during the day, which helps to cool it down. And then in the evenings, it's you can feel the temperature dropping. Isn't it gorgeous? And yeah, I'm in love with the weather. I love it when it gets a little bit cooler, actually. 70s, perfect weather. Right, yeah. How was the Christmas for everyone? I hope that Santa or your loved ones, whoever, brought you some really good things for Christmas. We had a good one. It was very, very low key this year. You know, normally we have a big Christmas dinner, lunch/dinner, early lunch. Well, lunch, 2 o'clock, 2:30, 3 o'clock. But this year we did not do that. I cooked a little bit of something. Actually, someone gifted me. This is pretty cool. Good morning, ma'am. Someone gifted me a like box Christmas dinner. And then I decided to, well, okay, I would go and make some stuff around it. Well, you know, some of us don't know how to do anything small around here. So I'll admit I was still in the kitchen all day long with Marlon complaining. I thought you weren't going to do anything this year. Why are you still in the kitchen? I was like, oops. But yeah, it turned out really, really nice. There's certain things that I have to have. That's part of my celebratory meal. I told you guys, I think this already. This is for me, having grown up in the States. You know, Thanksgiving and Christmas is associated for me with candied yams. I got to have my candied yams. And I have to have my stuffing. And I'm like the only person I've noticed who really eats these things around here. But anyway, it completes the meal. Let's put it that way. So yeah, I had to make those. And then of course I prefer my own bread rolls. So I threw a couple things together, did some brownies. I didn't do a lot of the baking that I ordinarily would. So yeah, so I didn't really do like, you know, my special cakes and stuff. I just did brownies. And I had the, so let me tell you what I did have. Mr. Dean, remember, he was bringing me my, what do you call it? My guava tarts. So he brought those for me. I still haven't had any yet, but he did bring me some guava tarts and I shared those with guests, the few people that came over. So I had guava tarts. I had cheesecake, which I didn't eat any of. So I was still trying to, you know, although it's the festive season, I was still trying to monitor my intake. So yes, I definitely ate more than I would have ordinarily lately, I should say. But I still didn't eat as much as, say, in previous years. Like I didn't indulge quite as much. So it was all good. Really nice. Of course, it was a sad day for a lot of us. As you guys know, we had some losses over the holiday season. We'll talk about those here in just a second. Let me do a big shout out to Wayne Panton. Mr. Wayne, thank you so much. He makes an amazing jerk turkey. It is so good. Like really, really good. So we had some of that and I indulged in that. And in fact, I wish I had some of that right now. That's how good it was. Wasn't too spicy this year. This is the Last year, I thought it was a little bit too spicy for me. This year, it was just right. And, like I said, after the day, you have leftovers and you got to indulge in your leftovers. So, of course, we were making jerk turkey sliders. Yep. Afterwards. And I even had a little bit of leftovers up to yesterday that I was kind of sneaking in. Yeah. So I enjoy the next 2 days after Christmas. I feel like the food tastes even better. Yep. And so I was indulging. Absolutely delicious. And of course, Santa came to our house. And some people got a lot from Santa this year. Not me. I'm just saying. Some other people got the whole kitten and caboodle. Gigi got a couple of boo-boos from, I actually didn't buy her name, but she got some from cousins and friends in Tampa. So big shout out to them. So she got 3 new Labubus to add to her collection. One is so pretty. It's like purple and sparkly, and they're in the box. So I think she's going to keep those in the clear box as more of like collector's items. So her Labubu collection has really grown, I must say. And then she got one that was like, where you open it, you do the unveiling. So she was excited to do that. Now, if you know me, you know that I'm really not the best at wrapping. And I actually do not enjoy wrapping presents. I don't know if anybody does. You guys enjoy wrapping presents? I don't. And so more and more every single year, I low-key don't want to wrap anything. I'm just going to throw it in a bag. So that's kind of what I did this year. I got a bag and I put all her gifts in a bag. I don't think I wrapped anything. Let me think about that. Did I wrap anything? I don't kind of think so. Not for her. So I wrapped for a couple people that, outside the house that would be getting something. But yeah, I need a personal wrapper one of these days who can just come and, wrap everything for me. That's why I love that the stores, but I think they need to expand it more. They offer wrapping over the weekend, or what day was it? Christmas is Thursday and Wednesday. If you went shopping, they had the kids and different people outside wrapping. I think they need to do that the entire month of December because some people shop early. And then that way you can get all your gifts wrapped. But of course, you're only eligible to wrap whatever you purchase from them, right? These are the stores in town. I'm thinking we just need a wrapping station. Kids, this is a good idea. Where you wrap for people and we'll pay you to wrap for us. It's a good way to make a little Christmas money. So, so I just threw her stuff in a bag. Here you go, honey child. Put it under the tree. She didn't mention much about Santa. I think she's like, who's this from? I said, me. She's like, okay. Mm-hmm. They're not really believing when they're like, how does Santa get in our house? It's like Fort Knox around here. How does he get in? Nobody else can get in. So how does he do it? I'm like, well, yeah. We giving Santa door code. He bypasses the security camera and the security system. I don't think so. All right. So Marlon got a lot for Christmas too. I thought he got a nice little bag of goodies. Stuff that he needs. And, I think he was happy with what he got. I only got one item because I'm on a budget this year, especially. And if you know anything about me and about Marlon, actually, he's not a big shopper. So I've discovered over the years, instead of getting something that I probably really don't want, Just leave it to me, Marlon. I'll shop for myself. I'll save you the hassle. I'll put it under the tree and everything. So that's kind of been the deal. He just lets me get whatever. Not lets me, because obviously I'd get it anyway, but I'm just saying. It's technically from him, but I pick it out. He gives me cash. Here you go. Here's some shopping money. And I'm like, oh, thanks. That works for me. Yep. Okay. Well, I hope you guys had a blessed Christmas. Like I said, unfortunately, it was really dampened by the fact that we had some losses. I feel like losing a loved one around this time of year is always really difficult. I guess losing them any time of year, but around the festive season, it seems to take a very, very different turn. So our condolences to the Kayaso Smith family. Our friend Nolly has passed on. Noel. And he just had a birthday the week before. And so I know a lot of you have been asking me what is the prognosis and what's been going on. A lot of you have been asking me for updates. And I couldn't really tell you much, although I was pretty well informed in terms of what was happening, out of respect for the family's wishes. I just wanted to give them space to be able to do what they needed to do. And as it turns out, he passed on his own. But yes, it's a really sad situation. I mean, I don't know. It's like, I guess as they say, when it's your time, right? I feel like people can expedite their time, but I also kind of feel like sometimes when it's your time, and there's not much you can do about it. So literally the day after we had our fundraising event, unfortunately, there was a power outage in parts of Georgetown, and that included Windsor Park. And his breathing machine was impacted negatively by that power outage. And I can't tell you why it was not on a UPS, why the generator wasn't working. Like, I don't know any of those things, but yes, a lot of you have been asking those questions. And I know he did have a generator. So I don't know if it's something that they hadn't thought about, or I'm not really sure what happened. But unfortunately, that screen behind us does not look good. I need to try to fix that in a minute. All right, just ignore it for now, I think. So perhaps I turn it off. Hold on, it looks really bad. Give me 1 second here. My apologies to our online viewers. Let's throw in a quick little Digicel commercial, just in case you didn't get what you wanted for Christmas. Digicel still has a sale on.
Christmas, the season of love, laughter, and just a little bit of chaos. Sometimes the ham has other plans, and sometimes the road to Christmas cheer feels longer than the 12 days themselves. Was it 3 eggs or 4? Better call Granny, she always knows. But in the rush and the mix-ups, it's easy to forget what matters most. Christmas isn't about perfection, it's about real connection. This Christmas runs on Real Connection, only with Digicel.
Okay, I think I've managed to fix it. There we go. I just had to change the picture mode. So yes, unfortunately, the power went out on the on his breathing machine, and then that means that he was without oxygen for too long, really. So he passed away. He was basically in life support, and I think if you knew him, you also knew that that is not something that he would have wanted, to be on life support for any extended period of time. So at some point they were going to have to take him off. And I think, that's to ask that of a family has got to be the most difficult thing. So, they had postponed it a couple times, wanted his birthday to pass, and then who wants to do it close to Christmas? And, there's always an excuse not to do it for sure. And then in the end, on Christmas Eve, he just passed in his own. So our condolences to his mom and his sisters and brothers, his dad, all the family. He had a really big personality. And yeah, he wasn't everybody's cup of tea. Who is really? And I think the bigger your personality is, obviously, the more waves you make in the community. But if you knew him, you knew that he was one of those people who was really, really always looking to help people. He gave a lot back to his community. And it's just really, really sad. He was diagnosed with ALS, and he actually wanted to do an interview with us to talk about his ALS journey and some of the things that he experienced. But unfortunately, we never really got to do that sit-down interview. So, yeah, just really sad. And we've lost some other people as well over the holidays. Kristen, one of the twins, shockingly, I couldn't believe it, quite frankly. She passed away a day before yesterday. Yesterday. I'm trying to remember now. All the days are just blurring together. I think it was the day before yesterday. And her twin sister passed away just about 2 months ago. So everybody's like, oh my gosh, that's so different. But yes, they say twins have a bond that nobody else can really understand. And so I think that they shared a lot of the same health issues. And so unfortunately, she passed away in her sleep. And ironically, she'd just gotten baptized the week before. So, yeah, pretty sad. So she's gone on to be with her sister. And we have Miss Phyllis, passed away last night or yesterday evening sometime, afternoon, evening hours. Phyllis Moxham, she passed away as well. So we'd like to extend our condolences to all of these families who have lost loved ones during the holiday season. I feel like there's somebody else I'm forgetting. I'm so sorry. But yeah, it's been, a challenging time for a lot of people. And it's always difficult, I feel like. Yeah. Yep. So, here we are. Thankful for life if you still got it, that's for sure. All right. So I took my Christmas budget, like what I would have spent like on food, and because anytime you entertain, you have to buy drinks and food and whatever to get ready for the holiday season. In the past, we've rented tables, put outside because we had a lot of people coming. You want them to be able to sit down comfortably. So this year, I wasn't really doing any of that. Like I said, I'm actually in the middle of a project, and I'll tell you guys about it as we come closer to completion. But I am in the middle of a project, pretty big project actually. And so I decided to kind of take that budget and instead get gift cards and treat other people. So I don't know. Did you guys see the around town interviews that we did? We had a really, really nice time. And so that was really great. And so yeah, so we did that. And yeah, a lot of people, it was, a lot of people were very, very grateful for the gift card. There were gift cards. Some of them had cash in the envelope. And so some had grocery cards and cash. And what else did we do? There was something else. Oh, big shout out to Barcam. Peter Campbell gave us some certificates as well. Oh, yes. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yep. Okay. Mm-hmm. All righty. And yep, that was it. Very low key. And that's, sorry, I'm just responding to someone this morning. All right, found, oh yes, well, yes. Okay, so I'm going to mention this, but I have to tell you that there's a little bit of, all right. Remember the other day, and some of you have been asking me, like, what happened? Who was this person? It is a little bit unusual. The police haven't said much yet, so I can only tell you what I know. Oh my gosh. Did I just mute myself? I feel like that mute button isn't working. Is it my imagination? Or did I just cough in the mic? My apologies if you heard that. Like, I'm pressing the mute button, but I'm swearing that mute button is not working. Did it work just now? Testing 1, 2, testing 1. Nope, it's not working. What on earth is going on with my mute button? All right, I'll restart the board later. My apologies for coughing. I literally tried to mute myself, but I don't think it worked. Okay. So remember the person that was found? We were kind of confused because we thought at first that it was we thought it was a traffic accident, and then it wasn't. So there was some confusion about that. So it was kind of weird. But they actually found a body at, I think it was on the property by Treasure Island, aka Margaritaville. And he's a Caymanian. This is where the story gets a little bit weird, because normally by now we would have heard, like, if it's a Caymanian, like who the person is and so forth. Yeah. So I'll just tell you who he is. I mean, I obviously don't know the cause of death. That's up for the police to submit some sort of, I guess, report eventually. I guess he's from West Bay. I don't know. You guys can tell me. Somebody just said he's their cousin. But his name is Seth Rivers. Never heard of this young man before, really. But that doesn't necessarily mean anything. But here he is. Caymanian. He looks a little bit familiar. Maybe just because he's Caymanian, he looks familiar. But yeah, so that's him. He was found. And yep, somebody said, yep, from West Bay. There you go. Got it right. So yeah, I mean, I don't know. Somebody said it might have been a possible drug overdose. But the police are investigating. But this young man, how old was he? He passed away. So I don't know. I think he had issues in the past with drugs, so that's probably maybe a little bit logical. Somebody else saying that some family was saying that he was clean for a while. Well, you know what happens when you're clean for a while, then you go in and take a hit of anything. It hits you harder, actually. So that could very well be. So sorry for the family as well and their loss. He looks pretty young. I'm guessing 30s. This might be an older picture as well, but a younger picture, sorry. So, yeah. I don't know. Sad. So I guess we'll eventually hear something. Like the police have literally said, I think they issued a statement saying a body was found. Let me just double check. And I think that's it. So, all right. Sad. I was talking to someone recently about drugs. Oh gosh, I can't remember who that was. And you know, the only conclusion that I can come to is never touch the stuff. Never touch it. Seriously. Unfortunately. It's just not good. No bueno. Good morning, Janine. How are you? Siobhan, Miss Sherry Ann, I see you guys. Yeah, you just, oh my gosh. Some people get so addicted. Like that's the nature of drugs. And they will never be able to come off of it. They will spend their entire lives cycling off and on. And eventually, unfortunately, it will take their lives. And so that's the unfortunate part. Thank you, Miss Dawn. She says, Sandy's looking great. Well, thank you. Get a couple of days of rest and had my little hair done on Saturday and had my little buns in. So I just took them out this morning, you know, so the curls are still there. Thank you, honey Jill. Yes, KK. Boxing Day was when Kristen passed. Yeah, so sad. Thank you so much. Miss Lucille, good morning. She's wishing all the families who've had losses over the last couple of days condolences. Yes, Aunt Phyllis passed away as well. Yep, strong-willed. My apologies for that cough. I think I will have to restart the board because Marlon had unplugged some stuff for me yesterday. And sometimes you got to do a hard reboot of certain things. Siobhan, hey, we've not seen you in a minute. How are you? Good morning, Lavana. Lavana, message me. I'm going to try to get to you today. Yeah, so lots of losses. Of course, you know, all we can do is just express our condolences to the families. Luis, buenos dias. How are you? Regular guy says, nice lips. Lord have mercy. So let me tell y'all a funny story. I went to the grocery store on, the days seem all kind of confused now. Today's Monday. So this would have been Boxing Day, I think. I needed to grab a few things. And so I was just strolling around the grocery store. If you know, I hardly go to the grocery store anymore. And when I do, especially this time of year, I like to find people that I can treat, I can buy groceries for. So I did that a couple times that I went, the 2 times I went over the holidays. This one gentleman, he said, because I asked first, I asked for permission because some people are not always, you know, comfortable with it or whatever. And he said, you know, I'd rather you help someone who actually needs it. He was an older Caymanian. He said, I don't actually need it. I'm good. Help somebody else who needs it. So I thought, oh, okay. So I ended up helping a lady and she was very, very grateful. So I was at the grocery store and I was talking to my girlfriend. She's in New York, enjoying some nice, lovely snow. New York is getting quite a bit of snow. Your lips comment, regular guy, just made me think of this. So there's a guy there in the store, and he said hi. I walked by. He said hi, and I said hi. I mean, I say hi to people all the time in the grocery store. No big deal. Except I think he misinterpreted my hi for something else because he seems to. We passed each other. He said hi. I said hi, and I was talking to my girlfriend, so I wasn't really paying that much attention. Went about my business. I was in another aisle. I was looking for some dulce de leche for my banana bread, which I might do this weekend for the first. And he comes back and he's like, "Oh, can I get your number?" And I was like, I looked down at my hand. I said, "Oh, he must think I'm single because I didn't really have any jewelry on." And I was like, "No, I'm actually married, happily married." I'm like, does this guy not know me? I mean, if you kind of know that I'm the CMR lady, you should know not to ask me these questions because I am not available. So my friend on the other line was like, "Ugh, Sandy, really?" Jamaican guy, of course. Jamaicans love me off. Lord God. So I said, "Yep, sorry, happily married." And he's some yard, so he would not take too kindly to it. Trust and believe. Mm-hmm. What they say, quiet rivers run deeply. So just in case anybody needed the memo, Auntie Sandy is not available. She's not on the dating scene. Don't ask for her phone number. Don't DM her any pics or anything else. I'm just not available. Okay. Wonderful. Hola, Canbarantes. Feliz Año Nuevo. Muchas gracias. Y tú también. Yes. Hot mess. All right. So Marlon started digging out from Gigi's. It was her playroom. Now it's her study area, her office, although he seems to have confiscated part of it. But he started taking out stuff. Why do you keep buying her all these things? Oh, Lord have mercy. I must admit, I like a good workbook for kids. I love every time I see one, I'm like, oh my God, this one looks good and this one looks good. Well, needless to say, what that means is that I have like one too many workbooks. I'll admit. This was the before. I have to show you guys the after picture. They were everywhere, all over the place. I had to have AI help me fix them up so that they look a lot neater. I mean, look at this stuff everywhere, workbooks and all these cards. And I kept some of the book sets though, like the little "What Do I Do" one. These are actually really good, parents. This is how to teach your kids how to handle situations. Right. And then I realized that I have all this Spanish stuff for her and I haven't been getting her to practice her Spanish. She does it in school, but we haven't been practicing with her at home. So we're going to start stepping up the Espanol lessons now at home. And that'll help me too, to kind of remember a lot of my vocabulary. So look at these are the before and after pictures of stuff all over. This was the AI version. AI put it neatly together. I am so loving AI these days. I got to tell you. So I bagged up, I as you guys saw, I posted on social. If you needed something, of course, these things always go very, very quickly. And so I bagged up not quite a number of bags, actually. So yeah. And lots of kids got out of that. But I want to talk to you guys about trying to utilize these things, kind of like these tools, because I mean, they're amazing. The workbooks are great. Like today, I'll have her sit down and do a section in her spelling, and then she's got one for like daily math and stuff as well. And so I'm going to keep on top of that. But I want to tell you guys a couple websites, right? So although I like a good notebook and I love a good workbook for kids, and I know that there's apps, like someone was asking, like, what apps do you use on the, computer apps or iPad apps? I do like a good app as well, but especially for younger children, it's important that they learn from the old-fashioned way. There's good research evidence that picking up a book and reading to them is the best thing you can do to your kids. So some parents say, oh, just give me these notebooks and then they're going to just throw them in front of their kids. That's not how it works. You've got to be able to sit down with the children and go through the workbooks, do the flashcards and all that sort of stuff. They're not learning by osmosis. They're not going to just learn on their own. So they need you as parents to spend time with them. But yes, we always have a good, as a matter, speaking of these books, and then of course her school gives her a lot of books and stuff as well. Here's one, cursive handwriting. So she's now learning how to write in cursive. And so this is her practice book for learning in cursive. So, this one looks like she's completed this one. Oh, okay. Yeah. Oh my goodness. Her handwriting is getting big girl handwriting. Look at that. Look at that. She's actually learning how to write in cursive. So, look like she didn't do page 81. That was a friendly letter. She doesn't seem to enjoy really sitting down, like writing letters. And I'm flabbergasted by this as someone who is a writer. I really used to enjoy like journaling and creative writing. And you guys know I was an English major. So I am going to work with her on her love of writing, all things literary. But you've got to sit down and this is handwriting without tears, cursive writing. So you've got to sit down and spend time with your kids, because all of the materials in the world is not going to be useful if you're not spending time with them. But can I tell you about a couple websites that I have found that I really, really love? And I can print off worksheets, so I can do tons of different categories. So I have a little thing saved here for her on the computer. The first one is, and they do have subscription. They're like subscription based as well. So the first one is education.com. And I'm going to just show you guys this because I feel like as parents, if we find a good tool, we should help each other by making recommendations on what else you can use in your arsenal. So this site is good. And I can't remember if you can do some stuff on here for free, but I have subscribed and it's a minimal fee. It's not like necessarily a whole lot. So here I can edit like her details, like what grade she's in. I can give her a little like emoji and stuff. So she's a little funny looking unicorn with the pigtails, so you've got all this stuff here. And you can add different children. So if you have more than one child, this is something that is a good tool, because then you can add them and then put what grade and stuff that they're in as well. So, it goes from preschool, kindergarten, all the way up to 8th grade. So this is a really good tool. Yeah. So there's that. And then it has, based on your child, you can do independent study packs. And there's a whole week worth of printable learning materials. You can select stuff by grade. You can do all the different worksheets. You can do games. They can do stuff on the computer too. They have a word search builder. So you can build your own scramble words. You can build your own crossword puzzles. So you go in and you put the questions and answers and everything in there. You can do, these are all the different things you can build. Matching lists with images. So this is great for younger kids. Spelling tests. So you can put in all your spelling words in here if you want. And then a word tracer where they learn how to, like if you're trying to, again, teach them, how to build handwriting skills, you can do that on here as well. And then they have it where they can use a guide, like the little lines and stuff. So lots of good stuff. I've done the word search before. She's past the one with images now, so she can just do a regular word search. But this is a really amazing website. And yeah, you just select the grade that you want. And then you can select, like, let's say I want grade 3. Then it's got all of the stuff for grade 3. And it has multiplication, 1-minute multiplication. So you can time them. And you can do, this is just the single digit, but you can do double digit, the crossword. I love the math crossword puzzles. These are fun. So what times 5 equals, you know? Then they have writing as well, where they read a story and they try to figure out what the main idea is. They have stuff by state, which obviously, you know, they can learn a little bit about US history and whatever, but that's not our focus here. Reading comprehension, 3-digit math, and it gives you the answer keys as well. And label the continents. So it has a lot of stuff. You've got science, you've got math. You can pick stuff based on like holidays. So if I want to do like just Christmas, I can sort it by show me just the Christmas workbooks. So now I have Christmas division, Christmas multiplication, coloring, Dear Santa letters, a Christmas Carol story where they kind of write their own stories. There's a lot in here. So this is one that I really, really enjoy. And they have all of the different holidays, Thanksgiving, President's Day, Black History Month. There's lots that you can do. And you can choose whether it's like a Common Core thing. You can do games. They even have arts and crafts. If you want to come up with good, fun projects for like fabric projects, arts and crafts, paper and glue, construction and sculptures, painting and drawings, recycled crafts, lots of things here. You can even do snacks. Like, okay, we want to learn how to make something. There's like pumpkin nut bread, homemade frozen yogurt. So they can learn to get in the kitchen and, ooh, Easter deviled eggs. I'm all about that life. So they can learn how to like make little things on their own, like bacon hearts and whatever. So it's a fantastic website. Check it out, education.com. And I think this one is definitely well worth it, right? So I have her little folder here of her stuff. The other one that I really, really like as well is this one called superteacherworksheets.com. And it's organized in a similar way. So this one has up to grade 6. So you get to do, you can choose math, reading comprehension, reading and writing, like synonyms and antonyms, writing prompts, cause and effect. And again, it has a lot of amazing workbooks, and it's really, really easy to just print these off. So I select grade 3, and then it's going to pick all of the appropriate things for grade 3. So like, here's a spelling worksheet, right? So this will give her like spelling words so that she can start to practice. And where's my worksheet for this one? So yes, so it'll have like all the different spelling list. Like, so it has like by unit. And you can do like, say, spelling unit C9, and then you get a spelling list, and then you write the spelling words alphabetically so that they're broken down into smaller groups. Then you can find mistakes because they got to be able to know when something's misspelled. So this one will actually show you the mistakes. Like I recently learned how to say a phrase in German, and the word phrase is what's misspelled. So they have to fix the spelling word. They have to find it. So it says circle the spelling word in each sentence, which is misspelled. If it's spelled correctly, write correct on the line. If the word is spelled incorrectly, you write the correct one on the line. So all of these are here, and then they actually give you the answers and stuff as well. So they all come with the answer key to kind of make your life easy. So this is another site that I love, 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 love. So check this one out, parents. Again, that's superteacherworksheets.com. And I think this one also has like a paid version. So these are all the PDFs that I've like printed off for her and stuff. And so it'll keep a history of your stuff there. And then you can, you have a little file cabinet. You can do generators, my printables, and so on. So lots of things here, skip counting, subtraction. That's another great website. And let me see, I'm going to just give you my top 3, I think. So those 2 are probably my favorite. And this one, let me see. This one's not bad as well. These are free. This site is free. So this one is worksheetfun.com. And these are free. So you have like fractions, lots of stuff you can do here. Cut and paste patterns, all sorts of stuff. Oh gosh, the patterns I myself need to be reviewing. I'm like, what is a octagon is easy, but you know, sometimes you forget some of the more complicated shapes as they get older. Like, let me see if I can remember. You've got the pentagon, the hexagon, octagon, nonagon. Which one is that? That's a circle. So these you can play around with as well. This one's a little bit annoying because it does have like ads on the website, but that's how they pay for it. That's why it's free. You know, so stuff pops up there. Younger kids, like here, you can do letter tracing and stuff with them. Tons of letter tracing. So yeah, check it out. There are lots of amazing resources out there for your kids. And there's some that this one's busyteacher.org. So you can explore this one as well. I think some of these you can pay for. And you can get like the ebook, the electronic book version and stuff as well. So, yep, there are tons and tons. Those are just some of the ones that we use. But I can assure you there are tons of tools out there that are great for, you know, if you want to enforce more at home, which you should, because they can't get it all in their classrooms. So there's that. Okay. So Miss Barbara, yes, thank you. Says, hope you had a great Christmas. Carrie says, because they're clueless about how to be a real man, they have the anatomy and that's all. Well, I guess that's how people do it these days, Carrie. They walk up to you in the grocery store and ask for your number. I mean, he was respectful, you know, it's just that I'm obviously not available. So I was like, no, I'm married, but thanks. Alba says, ¿Cómo pasaste la Navidad? Okay, so this is a past tense verb. How was your Christmas? Like, how did it pass? Muy bien. CO Art. Okay, to all of Cayman residents using Logic's service, please check your public IP address assigned by your internet provider. All the apps you've installed on your mobile devices are being intercepted and manipulated. Your app should be using your mobile device's IP, not the IP of your internet provider. I'm not quite sure. This is a new issue. I'm not quite sure what's going on here. Let me check that out. Why do you think that this is a problem and that Logic is doing this different than anybody else? Because obviously you're all on public IP addresses. I mean, there are ways that you can protect your privacy. If you're that concerned about it, CO, and that means that you'd have to use a VPN if you really want to protect your privacy. That's how you'd have to do it. But why is it specific to Logic? I wouldn't think that Logic is probably doing anything different than anybody else. Someone says, what's up with the pastor story? I have no idea. The lady reached out and she asked us to post it. So, you know, she had sent some additional information. Then she said no, because it was still under investigation. She didn't want the information out there. I don't know. Sometimes you're better off kind of not saying anything, because When you say something, but you're not really telling people what's going on, I have zero clue. I don't know. And I'm not probing. Listen, if y'all don't want to tell me something, you don't have to. Trust me, I got enough in my head already. So I can't answer the question. But let me give you some stuff that I do know about. First of all, big shout out to Digicel. They still have their Christmas sale on. And if you are interested, that's because Santa did not bring you what you wanted. You've got until the end of the month to take advantage of one of these wonderful sale specials. Let me just tell you what they are. All the way through until December the 31st, you're still able to win one of 30 exciting and amazing prizes in their Christmas raffle, from free phones to free service. You basically just need to make some sort of a purchase or pay a bill, right? So for postpaid customers, if you sign up to a new postpaid plan, you get your first 2 months with 50% off. You can also so that means that your postpaid plan is like only $10.69 a month, which is like really cheap, actually. You get tons of football, sports content available on your phone, and that is valid for existing postpaid customers. Now, you've got prepaid customers who can get a Samsung A17 with a 10-day plan for only $249. They have Digicel Plus, which is your ability now to sign up for super fast fiber internet, 350 megabytes for only $76.50 per month. And if you sign up for the home broadband service, you can get a $300 store credit for a new phone. So if you've been dreaming about that new phone, then, and Santa didn't put it under the tree for you, there you go. That would go nicely towards a new iPhone. For existing customers, you can do a new phone with no down payment on any handset financing, as long as you've been a Digicel customer for over 2 years. And obviously, I would assume that means that you're in good standing with them. You're paying your bills. And you can get a second line for only $50 per month as well. So terms and conditions apply. The Christmas offers are valid through December 31st. So you still got 2 days left. Today is the 29th, honey child. Let me just check and see. Yes, until Wednesday. So, and don't forget that every single time you make a purchase, you top up $20 or more, you're entered in a chance to win. For prepaid, if you top up $20 or more, you're entered in the drawing for a new Samsung A36. If you activate a 7-day plan or higher, you're in for the drawing as well to win the A36. That's for prepaid customers. And then for postpaid customers, you can upgrade your postpaid plan for a chance to win a new iPhone. And if you upgrade your phone, you have a chance to win a new iPhone, as well as paying your bill on time and in full. And if you upgrade your home internet plan, you also are going to be entered to win a new iPhone. So the drawings are right up until Wednesday. So you still got time to go grab you something and get entered in the drawing. Good morning, Miona. Am I pronouncing it correctly? I feel like something in there is silent. She's joining us from Nueva York, where you are getting snow. Woohoo! I love it. I love the snow pictures. You guys have been posting them on social media, and I'm all about the snow. Absolutely love it. Thank you. I can live vicariously through you. So in 2026, one of my big goals is I'm going to be more proficient at using artificial intelligence. As though. Let me show you the before and after pictures. This is Zeus. He is so cute. He's a little bit naughty sometimes, but he's the sweetest little boy. He's so cute. So this is him and the Grinch. He actually opened his own Christmas present. Did I tell you guys this? Well, I told you he was stealing some Christmas presents and he got put in the naughty corner. So let me show you. I'll show you him opening his own present. He is so smart. He's a little smarty. Hold on. I'm going to show you guys him opening his present. So he knew there were some bones of the tree, child, because he was like going on the tree stealing them. And so that's him pre-AI, post-AI. Pre-AI, post-AI. Is that not adorable? This is what you can do with AI. Look at that. This is him before, amateur, pro. Amateur, pro. I love it. So he was with the Grinch. Look at what they can do. Isn't that amazing? And I mean, they kept his face pretty much the same. That's him. Yep. He's so cutie. Oh my gosh. So that's him hanging out with the Grinch. Love the background. So I've been playing around with some of the pictures. I saw Nathan. Where's my friend Nathan? Nathan posted some as well. And he posted one of him and his dogs for Christmas. And so I grabbed his picture off of Facebook. I'm like, look, Nathan, look at what I can do with AI. So let me show you the before and after. I mean, listen, these are like studio. You no longer have to go and take a photo at the studio place anymore. You can legit just hold on. Let me show you what his Facebook picture looked like. I'm going to show you the before and after with Nathan as well. So I love when people include I love when people include their dogs and stuff into the family photos and the family festivities, because they're family. They are family. And you know what? They legit really love and enjoy the festivities. Is your Christmas tree upside down on the ceiling? I'm just noticing this. That is so cool. Oh, that is really cute. I like that. All right, so let me show you the before and after pictures. This time next year, I'm gonna be like a professional, I don't know what, AI artist. I don't know what to call myself, but I'm all into that because low key I've always wanted to be. I've always been into photography. I remember the first camera that my dad bought me. I was so into it. Like I could have been a photographer. At one point, I was really seriously thinking about it. You know, I was like, oh, I could get all the backdrops and whatever. But look at this. So this is the before picture. Look at the upside down Christmas tree. It's like hanging from the ceiling. That is so cool. So there he is with his two little dogs. That's before. And then that's after. So it color corrects stuff because this one, you know, the color, the background colors are really, really bright. So it kind of blows out a little bit. This color corrects everything. He's like sharp. The dogs look good. They're still in the same pajamas. I mean, it kept it very realistic. You know, did a slightly different background. When you see this blurry background like this is called bouquet. Some people pronounce it differently, but it's in the world of photography and videography, nobody can decide how it's really pronounced. Some are like bouquet, bucket, whatever. I just say bouquet. I think that probably sounds like that's like right. But yeah, here he is. Isn't that amazing? Low key, I'm here for it. Looks good, looks good. So if you want me to AI your pictures, send them in. That'll give me more practice. But I love this Christmas tree idea. Oh my goodness, I like that. Huh. Hanging from the ceiling. It's like an inverted, upside down Christmas tree. Oh, I love that. Okay. Okay. So you'll notice that some of my images now that I'm posting on social media are definitely much more polished and creative and stuff. I'm honing in on my AI skills. That's what I'm doing. All right. Speaking of AI, good morning, Miss Faith and Hope. Did I get to you or not? I kind of feel like I'm supposed to get to you and I didn't. Yeah. Christmas Eve was busy. So message me if I haven't. Good morning to Mr. Amelia. Good morning, Michael. Jim says pups having the mindset of a 2-year-old. Oh yes, let me show you. Let me show you, because a 2-year-old would totally do this. They would definitely steal their presents from under the tree if they could. So let me see. Where did I just download that image? Oh no. Did it? Why is it saving it as an MP3? Okay, hold on. I need to get this. So Zeus figured out, and we just allowed him to play with it. We're like, oh, he's having such a good time. But he basically figured out how to chew and open up his own present. Like he took the paper off. And you know what? It's a little challenge. It's good to allow your dogs to challenge themselves. Because they like to do things for themselves. And so things like opening up a little present, just let them do it. That's good for them to figure it out. Obviously he has enough sense not to eat the paper. I mean, hopefully your dogs are not eating the paper. But let me show you. You got to supervise them, of course, because maybe some dogs would eat the paper. I don't know. But here he is opening his present, one of his presents. And then he got some Christmas cookies too, some Christmas doggy cookies. But here he is. So there he is. It was wrapped. This is all Gigi's doing. She wrapped it. Bless her little heart. And I discovered him stealing one already. But here he is. He's like figuring out how to open it up. He's using his little front paws, using his snout, pulling on the paper. We're there watching him, but he didn't really need any help. See? Look at how smart this dog is. What am I telling you? Look at that. He's already starting to lick it like, I can see it's right there. I'm going to get it. And then he held it down with his paw. She wanted to help, and I was like, oh, I think he got it. And there he is. He pulls it off. Dogs are smart. They know how to steal stuff. And then there he is. He's almost got it. He's like, oh, I can taste it. Oh, yeah, I can bite into it. And then eventually he just keeps going. And see, he doesn't even want her. She tries to take it from him. He's like, nope, I got this. And then she kind of pulls it off at the end. But yeah, he got it. And there he is. That was his first Christmas present. So the youngest member of the family gets to open their present first. So he got to go first. And then he ate that in no time. Trust and believe. He was loving that present. Oh my gosh. There he is. Yum, 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 yum. And then we got him some little Christmas decorated doggy cookies. But he was a little bit, if you have a dog, you know that there's certain toys that they're like certain treats and stuff they'll eat, they'll chew up. And then there's others that they kind of like guard them. Like they don't want to eat it, but they want to eat it, but they don't want to eat it. So my former dog, Coco, bless her little heart, may she rest in peace. She used to take the, you know which one she was like that with? The rawhide bones. She would hide them like in the sofa cushion, underneath the sofa. Like she would hide them, and then she'd get upset because she would hide them from herself and then she couldn't get to them. So he's kind of like that as well with the Christmas cookie. Like he didn't want to eat it, but he walked around the whole time with it stuck in his mouth. Like he would just walk around with it, like he didn't want to put it down. Like he's paranoid about putting it down. They're so funny. Miona says, my sister's dog loves to receive presents and open them too. It's so funny. Yeah, they're really, really smart. Dogs are a lot more intelligent than some people. Trust me, Jim. They have pure hearts, that's for sure. Yeah, wee. He's such a sweetheart. And he will steal food. He's not as bad as Coco, because Coco, she could jump. She would take, you couldn't leave anything on a counter for her. Like she'd pull bags down with food and eat it. Like he's not like that. But if he can get to it, honey chill, he's going to steal it. So he had a good Christmas. He got some treats. Okay. Thank you. I'll put you on my list for today. Let me see here now. All right. So let's talk politics a little bit. Let me see here. Let's talk politics. So over the weekend, Jamaica has been busy. Honey, chill. They've been arresting and now charging several people in this SSL scam. Now, as I recall, is this not the same one that they stole Usain Bolt's money? And there was some lady that they were accusing, the executive, they were accusing her of, this is the Stocks and Securities Limited. Weren't they accusing her of being the thief? Well, honey child, let me tell you how this story go now. Because they have gone after the big wigs. And when I say big, I do mean top of the food chain big. Okay? Okay. So listen to this now, honey child. This has a Cayman connection. I need y'all to pay attention because if you missed Wednesday's show, the Christmas Eve show, with Mr. Pierce Robinson talking about what's happening in Trinidad, Venezuela, the US wanting to grab their little dirty fingers on people's oil, and how this could potentially pan out. And I know a lot of you were like, oh, who cares? That's none of our business. That just demonstrates how many of you are living in a bubble. I mean, your bubble is so exclusive that, yeah, you got a problem. Because no one lives in isolation anymore. We're all interconnected, right? We say, oh, something happens in the US, they sneeze, we're the ones who catch the cold. Yes, these are the things now that are happening the world over. We're connected to Jamaica. We're connected to Trinidad. Trinidad interests are very much here in Cayman, financial interests, right? And there's a lot that is going on. Lots of businesses, they're Cayman businesses that you'd be surprised the connections that they have to Jamaica and elsewhere in where they're actually getting their money from. So not for nothing, but y'all need to pay attention more to regional and world affairs. So I know some of you are thinking, well, why do we care about what is happening, in Jamaica? Well, you should care because there's a lot of connectivity between Cayman, Jamaica, the region, and even internationally. So they've made some arrests and now filed charges, multiple charges against these characters here in Jamaica. And it's a very, very interesting situation. It's a fraud probe. Here, there's two men, and then there's also the daughter. I'm trying to find a picture of the daughter. The daughter's photo is much more elusive to come by, I must admit. So it is, the characters are Hugh Croskery, I think is how his name is pronounced. He's the founding director of this Stock and Securities Limited. His daughter, Sarah Meany, and former SSL Chief Executive Officer, Zachary Harding. Now, I want to tell y'all about a Cayman connection that you're going to find extremely interesting. And that includes a political connection, right? So let's talk about it. All right, hold on. Let me get their pictures ready for you. I'm going to grab a picture from the Jamaican Gleaner because, yeah, she's been very, very elusive. I think I found another picture of her, but, sometimes it's hard to tell. So I found one that I think is her, but then I'm not too incredibly sure that that's her. But you guys can look at the other picture and tell me, because then she's wearing glasses in one of them. So, mhm. Mhm. Okay, let me just see. Mhm. Mhm. Okay. All right, so let me just see here. All right, so here's the picture with her, and you can kind of let me know if, in your opinion, this is the same person, right? I kind of feel like they look alike, but so this is her. This is the picture that they found of the three of them. And then tell me if you think that this is also her, but she's wearing glasses in this picture. So look at that picture carefully. Does this look like her as well? I mean, I think so. I think it's the same nose, kind of the same mouth. Does that look like her? It's hard to tell because this one's like a black and white photo. This one's front face. This one's kind of like a side profile. This hair is a little bit different here, but I feel like that's her. Is that her? But the nose seems similar. Yes, Jim? Yeah, that's what I thought. Because, you know, these people have a way of scrubbing themselves on the internet, but she's low key. So that is her. Okay. All right. We can add her photo to the story then. Just want to make sure that's her, right? So, yeah, the chin. Yeah, I think you're right. I think you're right, Jim. The chin is also the same. So this is her and all the three of these people. Now, here's where the story gets very, very interesting. Do you guys remember during the campaign, there was someone who was trying to have a go at me and at CMR? You guys might actually remember me talking about this because I did talk about this. And I was talking about how they were creating these videos and they were targeting anybody who they thought, although they didn't have my list, who they thought was advertising with me or working with me, you know, the usual suspects that are obviously my clients. They were sending them these videos that they'd created with like AI wannabe, where it's like, oh, she's a bully and you shouldn't advertise with her and we should boycott, you know, these businesses. I'm like, child, please. That chicken is so delicious. Y'all ain't boycotting that chicken, that fried chicken. Listen, it's just ridiculous. But yeah, so they did this. It was kind of a miniature campaign. I think they wanted it to get more tentacles than it did. And then there was that one girl in the UK who came out and was like, oh, Sandy's a bully, listen to me, blah, blah, blah. It's so funny because these people disappear. Like there's no consistency about them whatsoever. Right. So they're not consistent in their messaging. They're talking pure foolishness even during the campaign. But, you know, they come in campaign season. So do you guys remember this story? Remember I was talking about how evidently the so-called political strategists that the PPM had hired told them that one of the reasons why they lost the last election and they didn't take the government was because of CMR's influence, right? So that's this guy on the right-hand side, Harding. What's his name again? Let me get the first name. Oh gosh, I forgot his name already, but him, Zachary Harding. So I told you guys that he was actually their political strategist for this last election. And he was the one telling them this stuff and telling them, because apparently he owns like radio stations. He's like a big wig in Jamaica. And, you know, he is, let me see here. He's a big wig in Jamaica, like in the space of media and influencer and whatever. Hold on. So he was, you know, telling them, oh, you got to take out CMR. You got to target CMR so they have less influence during the election. Poor them, because that's not exactly what happened. And so anywho, yeah, that was him. So I was thinking about this, as we think about, again, the influences that are now interconnected by islands and so forth. First of all, the progressives, y'all are done for. I'm sorry, but you will not see a resurgence. This is my political prediction. You will not see a resurgence of the progressives anytime, probably in the next 15 to 20 years in terms of taking a government. You know why? Because they're still doing what they've always been doing for the past 20 years. Nothing has changed and nothing is going to change, right? You think you have a new leader. And in fact, who's chairman of the party? Alden McLaughlin. When you step away from the party, maybe you need to truly step away from the party, like be gone, go focus on real estate, go sell some multi-million-dollar houses full time and not still be involved in the party. So his tentacles are still his stamp, his tentacles, his control is really still all over the party. And so he ain't going nowhere. And so the party's not going to change. Nothing is going to change. And it is what it is. So yeah, he is doing the most, trying to, I guess, be influential in the party still. And all he's doing, in fact, is holding the party back. But yes, they use this company to carry out their strategy. Now, I didn't know how involved this guy was. My sources informed me over the weekend that they even had him staying here on island. And I was like, really? They said, yes, girl. Where you been, honey child? And I was like, what? Mm-hmm. So they had him staying in some fancy neighborhood, the Shores or something. But yeah, they had him staying here and they were paying for him to stay here. I had no clue. I was like, well, what do you know? Slap me bald headed, as they say. So yes, he was at the launch party for Josh. Too bad he didn't vet him properly. Talking about CMR, if y'all would vet some of your own candidates properly, you would not have to worry about me. I'm just saying. But anywho, he did not, they didn't do the vetting of him properly at all. And then apparently he was also, somebody said, they saw him at numerous events and they were wondering, who is this guy hugging people up? And he was at, Craig Fester Frederick's stuff as well. So he was working closely with a few of the younger new candidates. Unfortunately, none of them really were successful. Neither Craig and Josh had to drop out. Again, they did not vet their candidates properly at all. And so what a hot mess for them. He didn't really help them. And I have to wonder, I would love to see for him to come to Cayman. No wonder they overspent at the election, over how much did they overspend by? Some ridiculous amount. That's because they were paying people like him all kind of money. And they could have saved that and paid somebody local to give them some advice, some local advice. So John LaRue says you should do a story on Aaron. Who's Aaron Winks Zura? Who's that? I have no clue who that is. Who's Aaron? Marshall says Alden is still the party leader. Joey's just fronting. Until he really walks away. And unfortunately, what we know of Alden, I would say that they're not walking away anytime. He's not walking away anytime soon from the leadership of the party. It's the same old, same old. Poor them. What a hot mess. So yeah, these people have now been arrested. Let me give you some of the details. So they've arrested all of them and they've now charged them. So they arrested them, I think, on Saturday, and they quickly charged them. I was like, wow, that happened fast. And so, yes, they're facing multiple charges of fraud. And we are looking at charges. Let's see if they tell you exactly what. Fraudulently inducing persons to invest. Hot mess. Failure to register a company carrying on business in Jamaica. What? Carrying on a securities business without a dealer's license. Failure to apply to the Financial Services Commission to be registered for securities issued, and breaches of the Banking Services Act. They've all been granted bail, and they go to court on January the 26th. Wow. That's pretty wild. What a hot mess. Anyway, PPM, do better. Try and find people who, can actually help you win an election first and foremost. And then, try using some locals. I find like nobody knows Cayman politics like Caymanians. Now, I get it. Y'all think that Cayman is maturing politically in terms of party politics, and you want to infiltrate what other people do in other jurisdictions. But Cayman is a very, very unique jurisdiction when it comes to politics. And what will work in Jamaica, Barbados, Bermuda, Bahamas, and all these other places, I can tell you is not going to work in the Cayman Islands. Yes. All right, honey chill. Just a word of advice from you know who. Okay, John says Google her. Oh, okay. Let's check it out. What's her name? Erin. Winczura. CEO and founder at Canterbury Group, headquartered in the Cayman Islands, delivers trading desk custody services. Cayman liquidators. Oh, honey child. Oh, Cayman liquidators went after her? There's so many scammers around the place. Seek evidence of ex-officer in Canada and hunt for missing $20 million. Ooh la la. Oh my gosh. Say what? I'll pass the story on to our team. I'll get them to work on it. Wow. Sounds like some good sus going on there in the world of finances. There's so many scammers out there. Can I tell you? Financial services is full of them. Oh my God. Pretty wild. What's this one? Cayman Islands liquidators trying to locate more than $20 million alleged misappropriated from investment firm Canterbury Securities Limited by its Canadian principal. Ooh la la, not surprised. Not the Canadian mafia. Become the Maple Leaf Mafia. Huh. I will pass that on to the team right now. Tell them to go check this out, honey chow. Okay, then. Oh. Wow. Okay. Former officer Holly Morrison in Canada. They're trying to subpoena her. Oh my gosh. All kind of documents flying around, legal action. Legal documents. Thanks for the tip, honey chow. Seems like things have been brewing there for a hot minute. Ooh, she's got a couple of different pictures. Her look is interesting. Wow. Lawsuits. Here's another one between Fortunate Drift Limited versus Canterbury Securities. Oh my God. That was in 2023. That was a judgment. Speaking of things flying around and judgments and finances and stuff, there's one that we've been keeping a very, very keen eye on that we are going to have to continue to keep an eye on. And that is with NCB. Boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. NCB is named after Nol Bodden, I think. I think those are his initials. Nol, whatever the middle name is, Bodden. Oh my gosh. They are in a lot of trouble. I mean, the financial trouble is bigly, as Trump would say. Bigly, 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 bigly. It's a lot. I don't necessarily see a way out of this for them. And I hate to put my goat mouth in the water because you don't know that is as deadly as it comes. But it's too massive. It's too big. Dart is suing them for millions. Somebody else suing them for millions. Somebody else suing them for millions. Oh my God. I even heard, this is some exclusive CMR stuff for you. Come close. I even heard that the liquidators went in to that. You know the building is supposed to be, I guess, a hotel or boutique hotel, whatever. I don't know what they're building exactly, but right next to the cemetery there off of what street is that? That is South Church Street or just North Church Street? Across from Kirk's supermarket. It's been there forever, kind of stagnant, not getting built. That's their project. I have heard the liquidators went in before Christmas and told the workers to leave the site because they're going to be locking it down. You know who else? There's a Jamaican connection to this too. What's the guy's name? Fang Shuang Ling Ching, Li Chin, whatever, that guy. He's like a big money man in Jamaica. Yeah, honey child. He's one of their partners. And I think he's even having kind of, these people have a lot of money until they need to make it liquid. And then all of a sudden, they ain't got as much money as you think. They're worth a lot on paper. Li Chin, what's his name? So, he was, in this, yes, Michael Li Chin, same one, honey child. Not for nothing, but I'm hearing that some pressure is coming at him to be able to produce, like, liquefy stuff and produce money. And, so he's tied in with these NCB guys in all kind of different ways. In fact, I even believe that he has an interest in the security center because Nol has an interest. I'm just saying, y'all better try it. Nol, you need to get it together now. He owes a lot of people. They all owe a lot of people a lot of money. As an organization, as individuals, staff are complaining during Christmas that they weren't getting paid. When I reached out to the company, they said, no, we're paying them. That was a miscommunication. Y'all better fix it if you can, because it's really a lot. Another source said to me, they've not been paying pension. And their pension liability, unpaid pensions, is something like $20 million. I haven't seen the statements. I'm just telling you what the streets are saying. How long have you not been paying pension for? All these construction workers, y'all need to be concerned. I'm just saying. Wow. It's a hot mess. I don't know where they're getting the money from, but it's not good. So, it's Nol Bodden. Talk to us. Yes, by Dixie Cemetery. Thank you, Carrie. Ask anyone who lives in Salora if they're happy with the NCB build. Salora is which one? Is that the one in Kimana Bay? Is that the Dart one or that's another one? Ms. Brenda said, are these the same people that did the political survey here in Cayman? I'm not sure because I think more than one group might have been surveying, but it's a hot mess. They were on the ground for PPM doing all sorts of stuff. Yes, I mean, obviously Nol Bodden is one of us, Caymanian, and his partner, Matthew White, also a Caymanian. These people have had a trajectory, that most of us would sit back and be envious of. That's what Aunt Lotta used to tell you. Don't envy nobody because you don't know how they got what they got. A lot of money people, I find, they borrow money. they live in a lot of credit. Trust and believe. Their credit be flexing. But you ask them to pay a bill and it's like, oh, I can't pay that bill. Kind of reminds me of what's his name? Oh Lord. What's his name again? Oh gosh. Dr. Giasaran. He's back, you know. I don't know why y'all pretend like you can leave Cayman and go make the kind of money and have the kind of lifestyle. Even when you're broke and you owe tons of money, nobody's not gonna be paying you what you get paid in Cayman to be a doctor. I'm just saying. So he's back working at some medical place there on Eastern Avenue. Ran off to Canada for all of 2 minutes and had to run right back. But when you see people like that struggling with just paying like the TV bill and the internet bill and stuff like that, like the small things, you know something not right with them. They're not paying staff, but yet they can go drop a $35,000 check on brand new tile because the wife didn't like the tile. That's how these rich people operate. They're next level. Like, I don't quite understand how they manage it. But anyway, but yes, Michael Lee Chin, he owns NCB Bank in Jamaica. Stay tuned. Carrie says time longer than rope. Stay tuned. There's more to come, Keith. He says this is called greed. Well, I don't know what you're calling it, but stay tuned. Oh, that one's in Crystal Harbor. Oh, across from Hurley's. That's Crystal Harbor? I'm confused. But anyway, yes, it's a hot mess. And somebody says, Nolly, Ian, and Matthew are all big gamblers. Well, they've been doing some gambling with the company that may not really pay off in the end. It is a hot mess. Now, the site has been closed for months. He pulled his backing from NCB. You mean Lee Chin? Mm-hmm. No, but they owe him money beyond that. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so anyhow, and agreed it would be these guys. Anyway, so yeah, it's a hot mess and then some. So as they say, watch this space because it is going to get even more and more interesting. They are quite in a predicament, and I don't honestly know what the future holds. I'm just saying that it's not a good look for them. And so I don't know. It's a hot mess is what it is. And so they have to get it together. Lots of people. That would be, in my estimation, one of the biggest company failures in Cayman because they got their hands on a lot of different things, a lot of different companies. And so if that company goes under, all of their, I don't know who they bank with. I hope it ain't CNB, but whoever they bank with right now the bankers have got to be concerned because, when you can't pay pension, you're not making payroll, people are suing you left, right, and center. The ish, as they say, is about to hit the fan. So, Miss Speak Your Mind says Lee Chin had to sell his yacht and mansion in the Cayman Islands. Interesting times ahead. Lord Jesus, what a mess. More to come on that front. We've been reporting on it, and I hope you guys have been paying attention because at some point we're going to have to break it down and dissect it all. But it is a lot. We're talking about a lot of money. We're talking about a lot of people, and we'll have to see. Yeah. What a hot mess. All right. So watch this space, as they say. Let's talk a little bit about my case. Oh, Lord Jesus, take the wheel. I shared a video before the holidays that was a video short from the previous Thursday show. And I think some people are a little bit confused because they thought, I guess, that was the show for like the day before. And I was like, no, that was from last week. I had people from all over the world reaching out to me, literally people from all over the world, like, oh my God, Sandy, are you okay? What's going on? Thank you. First of all, thank you guys very, very much for checking in. I really, really appreciate it. Thank you for checking in. Thank you for being concerned. Yes, I'm fine. If you're watching the show, you know that was a larger part of a discussion where I got a little bit emotional. The reason why, now we share video shorts all the time. And in fact, I'm trying to be more consistent with it, share more, video shorts from each episode. It takes a little while to do them. So sometimes that's why you don't always see them done in a timely manner. But I wanted to share that one in particular because, listen, I think it's important for people to understand that we're all human beings and we all have our moments. And I want to normalize cursing. I want to normalize crying. I want to normalize having a day off where you're like, listen, I don't want to deal with the world right now. Like, I'm just not in the mood. Whatever you need to do to be okay. Unfortunately, we had a suicide as well. Death by suicide, I think, is what we're now calling it in media. I can't keep up with all the politically correct stuff. So forgive me if I'm not politically correct with this. We had one of a young lady, very, very young, early 20s. And I think it was Boxing Day. I don't even know what to say. What I can tell you guys is, please, whatever it is that you're going through in life, whether you just have a moment like me, where you just need to have a good cry, and then you're like, okay, I'm going to get over it. I'm going to be fine. Yes, I'm a really tough person, but even me have my moments. And it is okay for you to have those moments. If you find that you're stuck in this depressive state, or you're stuck being upset for a while, then you need professional help. You need to reach out to someone, right? Don't go at it alone. That's where, you need to reach out to people who are trained to help you. I have small moments. Yeah, relatively small moments. That was one of them. You guys know we have cried on this show before. We've cried about family drama. We've cried about, abandonment feelings as children. We all have tons of baggage that no doubt we're carrying around in life. As much as I say, get help, there's still people who are not getting the help that they need for whatever reason. So I really, really want to encourage you. And I want to, first of all, say thank you to everyone all over the world that reached out. I appreciate the support. One person overseas said, gosh, I really think they're harassing you. Like they're charging you. And this is someone who doesn't even live in Cayman. She has some understanding of what happens here in Cayman, but she's like, this kind of sounds like they're starting to harass you. We're going to breathe. 2026 is right around the corner. We're going to put our armor back on and we're going to fight this as we have done every other fight. Like our lives depend on it, because our lives do depend on it, right? So don't worry. We got this. We're going to find lawyers. We're going to do the process. We're going to go through the steps. I got to give y'all a little joke here in a second, but we will do this. And I have no doubt that we will be successful yet again. My only question is, how many times? This is where I'm like fatigued from the DPP constantly coming at me. And so that is why, yes, I fully intend to sue them. The litigation is coming. Okay? Because I feel like that's the only way to stop this nonsense. Like, it's too much. Now, I actually, funny enough, yesterday was kind of, first of all, let me say this. They are so slack in what they do. And this is a combination of the DPP and the RCIPS, to be quite frank. They even got my name wrong on the summons. Now, who the hell doesn't know my name by now? Seriously. I mean, you're charging me 1,000,000 times. You should at least be able to get the name right? So they had the name wrong on the summons, and they admitted it. Oh, we got the name wrong, so we can't give you the summons today like we originally told you. We need to fix it, take it back to court. And I was like, okay. All right, no problem. Then when I got the summons, I had to look at it, and I'm like, who did I harass? You know, again, it demonstrates how they want to come at me, but their degree of slackness that they engage in is just absolutely shocking. Let me show you the supposed charges. There's actually 3 counts of harassment, and then you guys have to tell me if you've even just looked at a court movie, you would know that there's something wrong with this, right? But here we go. So all of my lawyer friends who look at this just sitting there shaking their head like, what is wrong with the DPP's office? Well, this is the charge sheet, but again, this is what they do. This is how slack they are, right? They come at you, they're going to try to destroy your life if they can, but look at the charges: harassment, alarm, or distress contrary to section 88B of the Penal Code, 2024 revision. And they say that on the 25th day of April, that when within the jurisdiction of the Cayman Islands, blah, 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 I displayed any writing, sign, or other visible representation that was threatening, abusive, or insulting within the hearing or sight of a person likely to be caused harassment. Okay. All right. So here's the madness behind this. Who is the person? What this is they have not taken the time to properly particularize. Oh God, particularize. Yeah. The charges, because this requires more detail. So according to this, I don't even know who I was supposedly harassing, and I should know. So they've not even done up the charge sheet properly. But you know, the funny thing is, under the English legal system, they're allowed to be this sloppy, and they can fix it at any time during the proceedings. They're allowed to fix their slackness. Yep. So who knows? I only know because I know at some point an officer called me, talked about old Milady Williams, Makiva's friend, special kind of friend, was complaining to them about me. And I said, oh, okay. So I'm assuming that this is every single time that I would have mentioned her name. But, you know, I really want to invite the DPP's office to go read the Court of Appeal case. The case that I just won in May of this year. If it was such an issue, why is she sitting down listening to my podcast? This is what the court said, you know. The court actually said, these people don't have to listen. This isn't a situation where she's harassing them by contacting them, by messaging them, by sending them an email, by, you know, that's not that type of sustained thing at all. I'm on a show, and imagine if you undermine freedom of speech in such a way. I wouldn't be able to sit here and talk about any of the stuff that we've just talked about this morning. I couldn't talk about Michael Lee Chin. I couldn't talk about this guy in Jamaica. I couldn't talk about him with the PPM, because all of that would be harassment because it offended someone. This is why it's important for you guys to understand what is being alleged here and what is actually at risk here, right? Now, Jaja on Facebook, poor him. Listen, 99% of you responded, you know, to the video and said, girl, you got this. Don't worry about it. We know that they're going after you again. You're going to win this one too. But there's a few people who were in their feelings for very personal reasons. Normally it's because, you know, I've reported on one of their family members, their friends, whatever. So Jaja seemed to have had some bee in his bonnet. And I'm not really sure which one he's referring to, but he was saying something about, oh yeah, you know, you made somebody cry and lose her job. The only one that I can think of, but I'm not really even sure if that's it, was the cleaner or something at a school. Remember when she was posting some fight between her, some fight thing between her and somebody else, and she was cussing them out or whatever, and it went viral, and we posted it. She posted it herself, and we just reposted it. And of course, when she realized that she had screwed up, then she was like, oh my gosh, can you take it down? And we're like, no, that's not how this works. And people are questioning, how can you be working in a school around children and actually be engaging in this kind of behavior? It is a legitimate question, because some of you think that you can be out in the streets, you can be doing the most, doing whatever you want, and there's no accountability whatsoever for your behavior. And that just doesn't work. So yeah, you put it out there. You were having a moment. Well, you know what they say? The year is 2025. These days, you have a moment. Once you share it on social media, it will live on forever. Go ask Diddy about it. You beat somebody up in a hotel room. It's caught on camera. You tried to pay people off. It still shows up all these years later, right? So assume that whatever you say and you do, in public especially, online especially, will haunt you for the rest of your life. Make that assumption, right? And so, like I said, I'm not entirely sure if that's the situation he was talking about, because he wasn't very, very clear. But anyway, he kept going on and on. But Jaja, whoever he is, kind of misses the point, really. That's not even that's not even what this is about. Because he's like, oh yes, well, you broke the law. You didn't. No, I didn't. I haven't broken the law. I have been accused of breaking the law. The burden is now on the prosecution to prove, the DPP's office to prove what they allege. And what I'm telling you is they are not going to win this case. You know how I know this? Because yeah, I went to law school. I have a law degree, and I have a little something called common sense. And I don't know what's wrong with the DPP's office, but they are lacking in common sense. Now, this isn't just my opinion. I told you guys, this was a fight. We took it all the way to the Court of Appeal. I won a case, and before they issued their judgment, one of the reasons why they said, give this young lady legal aid, they said, because this isn't just about her. We have got to lay down the test for the people of the Cayman Islands in terms of what it means, right? What freedom of speech means, not just for her, but for all people in the Cayman Islands. The Bill of Rights protects your free speech. We don't have to like it. You don't have to like what I say. You don't have to agree with it. That's fine. That's your business. But guess what? I have a right to say it. And I have a right to be critical of politicians, civil servants, even private citizens, if there is a argument, a reasonableness to it, right? So when you're out there scamming people, stealing money, committing crimes, getting arrested, blah, 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 yes, I have a right to talk about you. So I invite you all to try to understand these things. Because Jaja, you can be up in your feelings. You don't have to like me. That's fine. That's no problem. I'm not looking for any new friends. My friendship card is full. But, I think that it's unfortunate that what you do is you conflate and confuse the issues here just because you don't like me. Not Jaja. My apologies. Reb. I can't. The things are so fake that when they come with these fake names, I can't even keep up. It's Reb. So he says, it's the path that you've chosen. Think of the pain you've caused on others. I remember a young lady that you made cry. She wasn't guilty of any crime, but visiting someone. Again, I don't know what he's talking about, to be honest. Do you guys remember what this might have been? You put her face in the public, causing her to lose her job, and she cried too. Visiting someone? I have no clue what that was supposed to be, but I can assure you she was put on social media just for visiting someone. That does not even sound right. But again, Nancy commented. Nancy's not even from Cayman, so I don't know how she gets in the mix, but okay, whatever. But you guys missed the point, because then Reb goes on to say, funny enough, that I've committed a crime. What crime have I committed? I've not committed any crime. I'm being accused of something, and that is very, very different, I can assure you, than actually committing a crime. Listen, go read the judgment. Read what the courts say about how fiercely protected freedom of speech must be in this country. Now, not even the AI tools that exist believe that this is a winnable case for the DPP's office. Should I tell y'all what the AI tools actually said? Me and my friend, he's much more into AI than I am. But I decided to demonstrate. Let me just show you this quickly. I decided to run something through AI, right? And so I gave AI the charge sheet, the judgment, the previous judgment, and what else did I give it? Something else. AI was like, not for nothing, but AI was like, girl, please. It says that they have a low probability of winning this case. You know what was so interesting, though, is the one thing that the AI tool did, which I thought was very, very interesting. And of course, I mean, listen, you can't rely on AI 100%, but AI does have the ability to think logically, and it does put certain things together. And so let me just tell you one of the things I found interesting about how AI analyzed it based on the decision and the criteria that was laid out in the case, right? So this is one of the things that AI said. Let me tell you what AI said about this, because the analogy, the way that AI can word things, I must tell you, is really, really impressive at times. Yeah. So the analogy that the AI tool made in the end, and this is what they said. Hold on one second. Let me see. Yeah, this is it. So they talk about the old charges and the Matthew Leslie case, because these two cases are connected in that they are very, very similar, right? So it talked about the old charges under the Section 90. Then it talks about the new case that I've just been charged with, which is under Section 88B of the Penal Code, because they are very, very similar in terms of wording. They seem to be shopping around based on the section, but it's not going to help them in any event, right? So it talks about the legal hurdles that they have to cross, the abuse of process for the prosecution, the chances of success. It says for the prosecution, low to moderate to succeed, the prosecution must prove, and then it goes on to talk about all the different things as laid out in the actual judgment, right? Then they made this analogy. It is in this analogy that if you understand anything about not even necessarily law, but really just a little bit of common sense, you'll see exactly where this analogy is like 1,000% spot on. So let me share the analogy with you, because this is the summary that one of the AI tools came back with. And so Robert says, Auntie Sandy, it's 9:30, so give us the FAFO version. Robert, pay attention. Listen, this is an analogy that the AI tool gave, and I thought, wow, this is point on, right? So this is what it says. Imagine the prosecution previously tried to penalize Hill for driving too fast. And then what it actually was harassment/annoyance. But they're going to give you a driving too fast so everybody can understand that, right? The Court of Appeal ruled that because she is a journalist covering public figures, an ambulance driver or police officer in this metaphor, she's allowed to drive faster than regular citizens if there is a good reason, and then they put in brackets, public interest/truth. Now the prosecution is charging her with reckless driving, This is now the Section 88B of the Penal Code, as opposed to the Section 90 ICTA offense, right? For the same driving style. However, the speed limit has not changed. The court has to grant her the exceptions for public interest and truth that the Court of Appeal established. Unless she crashed into someone on purpose, i.e. proven falsehoods, malicious threats, the higher court's permission to drive fast, aka speak freely, likely protects her again. Even the AI tools are saying they're not going to win this case. It's very unlikely. Now, what I want you guys to remember, and this is important, right? The prosecutors have unlimited funds. That's your money. Every single time Simon Davies brings in a KC to charge people to handle a case because he can't do it himself because he doesn't go to court, he's too hoity-toity, I guess, to use that law degree that he's earned. That's done on our dime. So they're taking cases to court that they know they cannot and will not win. For what reason? Ask yourselves that question. I was talking about a political figure, McKeeva Bush, and by extension, his personal assistant, Milady Williams. How was that harassing? And neither one of them had to listen to the show. That was the other thing that the Court of Appeal said. If you don't want to hear it, don't listen. That's the best thing to do. You don't like her style? You don't like how she holds people accountable? You don't like how she says it? Then do not listen. You have a choice. Anyway, honey chill. 2026 is set to be a very, very interesting year. Thank you, Keith. Keith says this will only make you wiser and stronger. I think at some point, Keith, I'm sick and tired of them and their bullshit. It's past 9:30 now. Let me get real. I'm sick and tired of them and their bullshit. And at some point, and this is the pint now, this is the pint, where I have got to sue their asses. Okay? Making me stronger and wiser. I need to be richer at the end of the day for the constant harassment that they're putting me through and the way in which they're impacting my reputation. Because every single time them bitches charge me, there's somebody out there going, oh yeah, well, she must be guilty. 10 times later, no, they're not getting nothing yet, but she must be guilty. She must have done that. How many times must I sit back and allow this to continue? This is it. Enough is enough, as they say. Jim says we say goodbye to the year of the snake and welcome the year of the horse. Oh my. Okay. You keep up with those things, honey child. Carrie says you're winning this bullcrap, trumped up shit. The culture of the RCAPS and DPP, they're good at trumping up shit against natives because they can, and there's no accountability. Now, listen, the funny thing is, like I've said before, is I believe in accountability. I believe in if you have broken the law and you have done something, then, you got to deal with the consequences. But they keep trying to trample on our freedom of speech rights, and that is where we all need to be very, very concerned. Good morning, caller. Oh, hold on one second. Let me try to get you back on the board. Hold on, honey child. Because the thing about it is, if you think that they'd be stopping with me, imagine none of you wouldn't be able to say anything online because you might offend someone. Hello, caller? Oh, it's not coming through the board. Hold on. I got to put you on speakerphone because we can't. I think I need to restart the board, but go ahead.
Good morning to you again, son.
Hello, Damalu.
She's happy again. She's not worried no more that she not see you in 4 days.
Oh, poor thing.
Anyways, like I've always said, the entire system is so convoluted. We need to have an external body that all of these matters are uploaded to from the DPP office. That external body that the DPP don't know who they are, where they're from or whatever, goes in and looks at these charges before and the whole matter surrounding it before they proceed to send these matters to court. Because you and I know the ODPP does not keep any records of why they don't proceed to court with matters. And that's an unfairness to this country because my sources tell me a lot of cases with so much evidence of so much this has occurred to a victim. And when it gets to the office of the DPP, or I don't know if they have the office in front of it anymore, DPP, they drop it. They don't proceed with it. And they won't give you an answer as to why. I wrote to them and asked them several times why you didn't proceed with this matter, why you didn't do this, why you didn't do it. Not even as much as a quack. We're sorry, Miss Carrie, we can't proceed on these grounds. They don't tell you anything, so there's no accountability for that office whatsoever.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. I mean,
short.
The only people I guess that they answer to is actually, the governor's office, and well,
the Attorney General, don't they answer to him?
I don't think no, they don't answer to the AG's office. The AG's office is like a parallel office. He's on the civil side, and the ODPP is on the criminal side. So they don't answer. They answer to it's actually a commission of something, but the governor chairs it. And
Judicial
then there's some other
Legal
people.
Services Commission?
Somebody. Yeah, I'll have to double check, but somebody, some group. But in terms of like reports, it's the governor's office, because I remember when they were making allegations against the former DPP, allegations of how he was treating staff and being, anti-Caymanian and whatever, that complaint went to the governor's office for investigation. And of course, the governor's office came back and said, well, they found some HR issues, but nothing that would amount to racism, et cetera, et cetera. Well, some people wouldn't know racism if it slapped them in the face, unfortunately. I'm just saying.
Well, wow. And we out here wondering why our money is being wasted when all these matters are going to court and get in front of a decent judge and the judge says no case to answer or throw it out. That's just, how many millions have we lost? There is absolutely no way they're going to give me that FOI, but I'm going to ask for it. I got asked for it under several of my fake ones. They probably figure it out by now. But anyway, the matter is people out here our money is being wasted by the RCIPS, the ODPP, and everywhere else, and nobody is being held accountable. Where is the accountability office for the entire overseeing of the government? The entire civil service and all the SAGCs, there should be an accountability office that oversees all of that when it comes to the expenditure of our money. Sandra, you may get into that procurement office next year. The crap that procurement office is doing. People taking kickback money to push people's stuff up. People calling people up and telling them you bid now, the lowest bidder is this. Oh my God, there's so much corruption in that procurement office. They will never be able to dig up its roots. They gotta gas it and burn it with diesel before they can get rid of the corruption. That's how bad that is if you really want to go down another road. But you don't worry about them foolish idiots. You got this control. Even AI say you want it. So that should tell the government, the stupid idiots in the DPP office, they should look at what they're doing and when they're sending charges out to people. I mean, I have seen people show me some of the charges that they got the wrong address. They don't live there, never lived there, ever. Okay? Their name not correct. Their date of birth not correct. They even the charge on the form that they have when you get to the court up here, you hear the judge saying, but that's not what they're in court for. In the office, the prosecutors, they look like they got the light in their face. They're like a deer with light in their face. They're clueless as to what's going on. I have never seen more incompetence from the DPP office up here in Kimmerbrook when I go to court for my matters. I not see more incompetence, Sandra. None of them people they send there to come to the courts in Kimmerbrook actually probably never even graduated high school or bought the rest of their certifications. I've never seen more ignorance and Nobody is proficient in that DPP office, clearly. Honestly, it's been 2 months now. I think my attorney wrote to them for something. Oh no, they not respond to him. What I tell you? Incompetence. They're just spiteful up in that office. Oh, it's Sandra. Charge her ass and let the court decide what to do with her. That's how you. I know it's nice.
Because listen, again, when we look at the history of it, right, there was another case, although that was on the civil side, where I was suing them for judicial review. The Judge Henderson, actually said to him, somebody just said to me, I need to go look him up and have him deal with my case for me because he's in private practice now. But the judge actually said to them, are you sure you have a case to answer? And they waited months and months and months and still pursued it. Started the first day of proceedings and then had to throw in the towel and admit that they had no case. Wasting the court's time. Yes.
Wasting our money.
Exactly.
All of them need to be held accountable.
And this is the foolishness.
Every time they go court and got no case to answer. That should come out of their pension and it should come out of their paycheck.
Yep.
I'm sorry, we are no longer the country that give away our money to idiots that we got working in our government. I'm sorry, if you can't do the job, move on somewhere else. You're not being held accountable is the worst thing that our country could see. No accountability. And I hope the NCFC on the listening on a better start clamping down. Get with that governor and eat crumpets and drink tea and talk about how to clamp down on the wastage of the money by this RCIPS and the DPP. I want to see how many of them 40-something officers they're going to bring in now for the RCIPS. How many are they going to send Kim and Brock? Because we need a lot more than we have up here. It's unfortunate that we've been left out so long. The Brock has been so forgotten about. Honestly, we've forgotten about in so many areas, and that is the worst one, the police. Not enough police. And some of the ones they got here, they need to get rid of them because they're corrupt. They are corrupt to the core, and if they want affidavit swearing to that, they can come to my house. I got a ring with video to prove that they're corrupt, and they can get the ring videos. I'm sick of the corruption. I'm sick of the wastage of our public purse money. And at the end of the day, we end up paying a lot for it because anybody who decides to leave don't paying nothing in our country. So it's us left that's paying the bills. Right. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Anyway, we need more accountability, and I am demanding, and I'm not being nice no more, I am demanding an entire independent body that oversees charges sent from the RCIPS to the office of the DPP. If they want intercepted before it gets to DPP or after, and DPP loads everything up for them to see. But we got to do that, and it has to be offshore. It can't be onshore because nobody go out now, drink cocktails and decide how they're going to choose your fate. And that needs to stop too. Anyway, Sandra, you win this. They're just messing with you, but I'm warning you. Hide your money, girl. They're coming for that next. Your income?
Well, and I got none, so I come in for theirs.
Well, okay, I come in too. Oh, leave some for me. Don't you take all that money. I want my
I'm coming for theirs.
Walk in this country who they upset with somebody in our government or something.
They getting a payday.
Can sue the country and get it and walk out of it. Because plenty of times it's hidden in the accounts what the actual payout was. And if you're not smart, you will miss it. But if you keep an eye on what's going on.
Oh yeah, into the millions. All right, we got another call on the line. Thank you so much, Carrie. I appreciate it. Good morning, caller. Welcome to the program.
Good morning.
Morning. How was Christmas?
Oh, as always, very, very quiet.
Nice. Very nice.
And quite opposite than most people, but I won't go there. Sandra, I heard you say something just now, and I'm calling because I'm wondering if, I think you said something about resetting your board.
Say that again, resetting.
Your board or something like that?
Oh, no, my soundboard. I need to restart it.
Okay.
Because it's not picking. It wasn't muting me earlier. It wasn't picking up, so I'm going to restart it.
Okay, but I was going to call you earlier to say that for some reason, your show, it keeps tripping out. And then, it's twirling. And
that's buffering. Normally, that's on your end, meaning your provider, your internet provider might be.
But I'm not. But see, I thought that. Then I tried another device, and.
But you're still using the same internet, right?
Yeah. But like I said, I'm not having a problem with anything else. And then I use another device, and the same thing was happening. So I said, So I double checked my internet connection. I've got full strength. I checked it using something else, That was fine, no interruption. So, and I will say this, though. I only noticed it since your whole thing has changed. Because I know now when you go onto your page, it's very different than it was before. That's because it is not the first day I've noticed it. And I meant to say to you or to ask you the other day if there was something special now you had to do to watch you without the interruptions. Because like I say, freezes and then you miss, a lot of what you're saying.
No, you would be surprised. No, I mean, Lord, for me to kind of get into the technicalities of what happens with these ISPs, but you'd be surprised that what happens a lot of times. I mean, I've been noticing it even just trying to watch regular YouTube videos of the last couple of days, right? So now during the holidays, everybody's at home. Kids are home, they're on gaming systems, everybody's using that internet. So that boggles down the internet more, I think, than people realize and recognize. We're not getting the bandwidth that these ISPs claim that we should be getting. And so a lot of times the buffering is because of them, but you only notice it with certain types of things that you're doing. So you're not going to notice it just scrolling web pages and stuff like that.
I'm aware of that.
Yeah.
That's why I said I checked other things. And I'm just looking at the comments, and I see where someone else says that it is tripping out for them as well.
Yeah, they probably got the same ISP as you. But I must say, if it was the source.
I don't have flow.
Yeah, but let me say this: if it was actually
get rid of flow.
Oh Lord, if it was actually the source, then everybody would be having it regardless. It wouldn't be intermittent for some and not others. So one person out of, we have over 400 people watching.
Yeah,
one or two people.
I was only asking because I wasn't sure.
Yeah, the board doesn't have any. The board is like the board is controlling like my mute button, my audio, stuff like that. So that doesn't have anything to do with the stream itself. But yeah, sometimes what you need to do is a good restart of everything, not just the computer, but you need to shut the internet down for a good couple minutes so it can properly shut down, and then restart everything, and it kind of starts up.
I'm not having a problem with anything else. So that's why I just thought to ask. But I didn't ask before. But I wondered if it was just me. And then when I heard you say what you said just now, that's when I thought, and I just asked the question, could that be affecting, the feed that we're getting? And then, as I said, someone else just made a comment. Now, I don't know if it's just me and that person that are having problems. They mentioned flow. I don't have flow, not flow internet anyway. So I don't think that would be the problem. But like I said, that is what is happening. I'm not sure why. So, but I will say I only noticed this happening because I noticed now the layout on your page. Like
when you say the layout, explain that to me because I'm not quite sure.
Let me just step back and see.
Is that on Facebook that you're referring to?
In the past, I would get a pop-up saying Kim and Marlowe has gone live or it's live, right? Just press on that and go straight into your show, whether it was early or late. I don't get that anymore. And if I want to know if you're on air, I now have to actually go look for Kim and Marlowe. When the page comes up, it is laid out very different than it used to be. In fact, what it now says is Kim and Marlowe newspaper. And then
this is on Facebook?
Yeah, this is Facebook. And then I have to scroll down. And if you're on air, then there is a square with you on air. I can press on that and then press tap to live or something like that. And of course, there are the squares. This is different stories that Margot has done. So I could press on anything and watch them. But if I want to access the show, then I have to press on that square. And like I said, then it freezes quite frequently. That never used to happen in the past. And I want to notice this now in the last.
Let me make a suggestion to you. I mean, we haven't changed anything on Facebook, but I have said to people that sometimes Facebook is tricky in that it doesn't always post it on the main page anymore. It posts it under the live tab. That's child. One day it does it, one day it doesn't. You can never tell for sure when that's going to happen. But if you go under live, you'll always be able to find it there. So you know how they have the more, and then you go to live. So this morning, I noticed it is on the primary page, but tomorrow you do a live stream, it isn't. That's just Facebook. I can't explain all the elements of Facebook to you, but we haven't changed the name. The name just still says Cayman Mall Road. But the other thing,
I'm saying it says Cayman Mall Road newspaper.
No, are you sure you're in the right?
To access Cayman Mall Road, that is what comes up.
When you access it.
I'm not sure why.
But we haven't changed anything. So our name still is just Cayman Mall Road. We haven't added newspaper or anything else to it. So I'm not sure what that is. The other thing I was going to say as well is sometimes that's why a lot of people prefer YouTube, because Facebook can be a little bit confusing. They find YouTube to be a little bit more straightforward. And they just jump on YouTube and they don't seem to have any problems. But I'm curious. I'm going to send you some links now, right? That includes the YouTube link. This is what we send out every morning on the WhatsApp channel.
That's fine. I can.
But just for the buffering part of it. No, just for the buffering part of it. Before we finish today, I want you to try watching it right now as we're live. Yes, just to test it and see if YouTube is buffering for you or if it's just Facebook.
Okay, I want to ask another question because I just see another one of your listeners said that they no longer
receive notifications. That's Facebook again, Shah.
Sending those out anymore?
No, that's Facebook. So I have never sent out notifications. Facebook does that. And normally if you tell Facebook, like you can follow a lot of pages and there's an option that when you follow a page, you tell it, I want to get all notifications from this, because by default, it doesn't send you everything. But you can say, I want all from this page, and then you should get it. But again, I have found Facebook to be very temperamental. I can't swear for them.
Well, I didn't
at all
do that in the past.
Yeah.
I was following you. So whatever and whenever you went live, even if it was to cover a story, it popped up and said you were live. And I only find now with your morning show, it's not doing that anymore. But like I said, in the absence of that, I could still go on your page and there you were. It's not like that anymore. And as we are now speaking, because I have you muted, it is doing the same thing that I am talking about.
And Miss Ann says that she started having it 2 days ago. Same buffering and this thing going round and round. That's the internet. And I can tell you that around the holidays, it is worse. Yeah. During the holidays, it is worse because, everybody, like I said, is actually using it more intensely at home. And I don't think a lot of the ISPs can keep up. Like it's just like, remember when we had that earthquake and all of a sudden everybody was trying to make phone calls, whatever, it jammed up the system. They don't have the capacity. If everyone got on at one time, they don't have the capacity, which is not good for, if we have a national disaster, but they don't seem to have the capacity to really handle even with calls. Like if a lot of people are trying to make a call right now, it would clog up the whole system. It's unfortunate, but hopefully off reg, I'm working on a thing or two. I don't know.
If you don't mind, I hope you'll allow me 2 minutes. I think you have mentioned the others. So I would mention mention those, but if you would allow me, I would like to offer my condolences to the family of the late Japheth Ackfield. He passed yesterday.
Yes.
And today
yes.
is his birthday. So.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Oh,
so
my
like
gosh.
My
Yes. I knew there was somebody else, because he just passed yesterday. I knew there was somebody else actually that I was forgetting. That's right. Yeah. Oh, my gosh. Such a sad time. Thanks for acknowledging that one as well.
Okay.
Yeah, my dear. All right. Thank you so much. Yeah, listen, I am well versed in some of the ISP problems. Y'all don't have no idea. I've seen it all over the years, because remember now, even in terms of our, we help people with streaming options and stuff. And yeah, I if I could tell some of y'all, but yes, our condolences to Mr. Macfield. We'll post something up with him as well. I'm really, really sad. I did not personally know him. So someone said maybe this is a good segue to talk about Starlink. Everyone home shouldn't cause any internet issues for those users. What a hot mess. We'll get into the Starlink conversation, but I think you guys saw that. That was a breaking news segment here on our show, where we talked about or on this social media. Now, listen, here's the thing, right? For those of you who are not getting the notifications, what I would say is the easiest and best way to do this is to simply join the channel. If you join the WhatsApp channel, we send out the notifications, not just from my show, but I try to include a lot of the others. But let me show you how to find it on the page as well, right? Let me show you. I'm going to give you all a couple little tips, because I think it is worth. Sorry, I had to mute myself in another way. Oh gosh. Oh, I have Donovan calling me. Hello. Gonna take a Ricola. Morning, honey. How are you? Good. How was Christmas?
Busy as always, alive, giving God thanks,
Very, very good. I'm still on air. Were you calling me to be on the show?
No, I said there's something a while away. You're gonna laugh.
Oh, you sent me something?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh. Oh Lord, I saw it. It is funny. I'll share it with my listeners just in case they missed it.
Okay, all right. Take care.
All right. Same to you, my dear.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, honey. Okay. Did you ever get your money from him yet?
Still waiting.
Lord Jesus. Wow.
But he's gonna run over a reindeer soon.
All right. Thanks.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So I don't know if you guys saw this, but this was the one that was circulating with John getting ran over by reindeer. Still owe people pension money after all these years. Oh my God. That man has no shame. John. Now you see, if that was me or you owing anybody pension money for all these years, we would already been charged and in jail. This, I'm telling you, when people say the system not fair, trust me, it isn't. Oh my God. There's no equity in how it's applied. So they sent me, did you guys see this video with John? Hold on. Where he got ran over by a reindeer? Yes, sir. Oh, I'm trying to find it. When I'm clicking the link isn't working. Hold on. Oh, it's not coming up. It was fully 345 that posted it. 1 second. Let me try to go to Instagram. But yeah, it was funny. A lot of people are sending it. By the way, health news, this keeps popping up on my thing. The shingles vaccine may slow the progression of dementia or even prevent it. that means that that's probably caused by some sort of virus. You know, dementia has a viral component. But folks, make sure that you get your shingles vaccine. This is good news. I know I got mine because I can't take no shingles, honey child. I'm not made for the shingles life. Good morning, caller. Oh, hold on. Did somebody else send it to me? Oh, here's a straight video. Thank you. For some reason, Instagram. Okay, let me download it. This is so funny. All right, I'm downloading it. Give me a second. Quite a few people were sending this around from last week, actually. Speaking of AI, some of you guys have discovered how to make these little AI videos. So this was one of the funny ones that was going around for the Christmas with John. John, please pay your pension. What a disgrace.
John got run over by a reindeer right outside the Parliament Christmas Eve.
Yes.
Folks keep saying, Lord, he must be joking. But after knowing John, we believe. See, John isn't known for being careful. He once drove straight into a crane. Man could trip on flat ground in the sunshine and swear the concrete sidewalk was to blame. When he explains any issue
on my birthday,
he wanders lost off in a maze.
Yes,
I was dreading this day.
Point becomes a novel.
I was hoping to be able to delete another day, but it doesn't seem like there'll be another day available.
John got run over by a reindeer right outside the Parliament Christmas Eve. Folks keep saying, Lord, he must be joking. But after knowing John, we believe. A journalist asked one straightforward question, just one about a rumor in the press. John responded.
Yes, sir.
Aye.
John got run over by a reindeer right outside the Parliament Christmas Eve. Folks keep saying, Lord, he must.
Poor John. Pay bills, son. Pay bills. Here's another one that was really, really quite funny. This one was the guy saying that he don't have no money for Christmas. Is a Jamaican artist, but I really like the song. It's funny, but you can tell when somebody has some talent. Let me see if this is the full thing. Hold on. I think this might be just a snippet. I'm gonna try to find the full one.
I want a night and my son want a bike, but watch how me pocket tight. Me can't burn no weed, no money for trees, but things will be alright.
So he does a whole little thing. It's really, really cute. I'm gonna try and find it and post it up because these little Christmas videos are so funny. Okay, so let me show you a couple things with social media before we end the program, but Facebook in particular. Like I said, Facebook is, I don't know what to say sometimes with Facebook. It is what it is. You know, we use it because it has, hold on one second. Obviously, gives us a lot of tools that we can use. So bless their little hearts. But okay, here's Facebook. Right. So this is the main page. So normally when you go to Cayman Mall Road, so you see how we are here right now on the main page. Sometimes that just doesn't happen when we go live. There's no rhyme or reason. Cannot explain it. It is what it is. However, let me show you now. If we do this, right? So we go to this little more tab. You see where it says live there. So there's two ways to know when you're live, even if you're not getting a notification. So the first thing is the profile picture will always say live. So you see where it says live there? That's how you know that you're actually live, okay? So you can actually click on that, but I don't know if you can do it from your phone. Let me try that from my phone. Let me go to Facebook with my phone and see if I go to Cayman Mall Road. Why is Facebook talking about people you may know? So if I go there, oh yes, you know what? I never realized that before. So even on your phone, oh, that's a nice little tip. Look at that. We're learning something new every day. So when you go to the page, if the oh Lord, can I show you on my phone? Yeah, but all you do is you click on that same tab here, the little profile picture, and that'll take you right to the live stream. And apparently it works from, well, at least iPhone. Shamika says I do it through my phone. Yes, I was going to take you several steps, but I've just discovered that you don't even have to do that. I was going to take you to more and then click on live. But this is so good to know because this way you can go back and watch stuff that you've missed as well, because this will show you all the past live videos. So for example, here's the show, got over 14,000 views with Chef Brown, cooking Cayman style beef. And then the AI Waves. So you get to see all the other shows. So this is a good way to kind of know on Facebook where to find those things. But there you go. So the easiest thing to do is just go to the page and then just click on the little photo thing. Once it's live. Sandy, you have a picture with Japheth. See, strong will. You see how your thing here, this happens to you all the time. I don't know why this happens to your comments, but your comments are blocked by Facebook. It's not by me because, funny enough, Jerry says, yes, I click on the icon every time to see it. That's good. Funny enough, I can see your comments on my screen. Let me see if I can find it. Strong wilt. Oh, maybe not. Because I don't think it does it to every, oh, yes. So you see your comment there? But on Facebook itself, Facebook blocks your comment. And so if I'm not in the Facebook feed and I don't click on and I'm normally not in the Facebook feed live, then I don't see that Facebook has actually blocked your comment. But it does. I noticed you in particular, and I do not know why. It's been happening forever. Facebook is, try typing something else, strong will. Facebook is always blocking your comments. So that's really, really weird. I don't know why that is. Happens all the time. So if I click on comments, hold on. Yeah, it's very, very bizarre. Strong will, go on his sister's page. Who's Strong Will's sister? Make a comment, Strong Will. Let's see what happens. But Facebook always blocks you on Facebook itself, on the app. Very, very strange. But there we go. We learned something new today because I didn't even know that you could just click on that little icon. So if you don't get notifications, you can click there. But Caymanian by Bert says, Sandy, you need to organize your YouTube, create playlists for each show. Right now, the YouTube page is a bit chaotic and hard to find specific shows. Well, we've been so busy organizing the website. So I invite you to check out the website. Listen, the team has put in a lot of work into the website. So that's why we haven't had any time to do YouTube or anything. But if you actually go to cmrtv.com, we are live there now as well. So this is another way, let me show you, that you guys can actually watch the show, obviously. And you can watch all the shows because we send out the daily list. And then you can see when things are coming up. So you get to see the program guide for other shows. And so the episodes are here. I don't know where these two are. I need to ask our guy. But you can actually watch them right from here as well. So play around with the website. Because the idea, quite frankly, is to allow people to have this type of access organized on the website. And I'll tell you why. Part of the reason, Caymanian by birth, is that you can't put all of your eggs in the basket of these external companies. Like take, for example, Facebook, right? They just changed some stuff a few months back where after 30 days, they now remove video content. So all of the videos that we have up will only last for 30 days on Facebook, and then they disappear. YouTube hasn't yet done that. But what if in 6 months' time, YouTube comes forward and decides that, they want to do that? Then what are you going to do? There's nothing you can do. So I'm going to figure out why some of these other episodes are not here, because they all should be here. But yeah, the website shows you archive shows, and you can go back and watch stuff as well. So I'll get on our web guy to make sure he's filling those all in correctly. But it's a balance, and it's a challenge, because when you rely on third parties like Facebook, like YouTube, you obviously have their protocols, their rules, their little whatever that you have to adhere to. And so sometimes, their rules, they're changing things constantly, don't always work for you. So that's one of the reasons why, as we started to expand CMR TV, we wanted to have our own dedicated website as well. So I'm just going to ask him when he's going to fill those in. Yeah. So bear with us. And I do understand the point, because one thing with YouTube is they do allow you to put like playlists, as you rightfully say, together, which can make your life a lot easier. So that'll take time to do, but maybe I can get that done over the coming weeks, I would say. So we need to fix certain things here. I'm just having a quick look at the website. I'm going to send this guy this stuff. Yeah. So we're still tweaking the website. Okay. All right. But I can tell you that it's a lot friendlier than I've seen some other websites who are doing TV here, in terms of even the ability to go back and watch previous episodes and stuff like that. So, for example, the Cayman Football TV, which is brought to you by the Cayman Islands Football Association, they've been doing a really good job, by the way. If you're into football, all things football, by all means, go and watch them, because they have had a few episodes that they have done. So good content too, I must say. Okie dokie. You see, I knew this was gonna happen, All right, let me go and solve a problem that has just popped up, because I knew it was going to happen. I knew it. Boy, me and it's not even goat mouth, If I think something is going to go wrong, you can mark it. I went to Price Right the other day, got a water cooler for a project. The guy was supposed to go pick it up and deliver it. And I said to the lady twice, please put the for sale sign on it, because I already had purchased it. Did she do that? They went and sold it to somebody else, and they only had 2 left. I knew it. I knew it. I knew it. I knew that they were going to do that. I said to her, as I'm sitting here today, I said, make sure to put the for sale sign on it, because there's only 2 left. And I wanted that specific one. Oh, yes, Miss Sandy. Yes. Oh, my God. And the delivery guy now, he's trying to go today to tell me. He just messaged, said they sold it to somebody else. Let me go call them and deal with them. A customer pulled off the for sale sign? Really? Your system should not have even allowed you to sell anymore. How you can have inventory if it's sold already? Wow. All right. Anyway, Omiria, that's you joining us from Boston. Are you getting some snow as well? Oh my gosh. Yes, Carrie, YouTube doesn't delete yet, but who knows? Because I mean, it's just crazy. Oh, Mr. Macfield, sister, I think I was misunderstanding what you're saying. All right, folks. You guys have a beautiful day. And we'll be back tomorrow morning. All right. Take care for now.
Thank you for tuning in to another episode of The Cold Hard Truth on Bobo 89.1 FM. Cayman's #1 talk show is live weekdays from 7:30 a.m. Never miss an episode again. Watch anytime on CMR's Facebook and YouTube channels for the latest show episodes. Don't forget to follow us online on our social media channels and visit CaymanMarlRoad.com for all the latest news and community happenings.